Hi, this is Pat Duckworth, the author of Hot Women Rock, How to Discover Your Midlife Entrepreneurial Mojo. And my guest today, I met in London at the Public Speakers Association earlier this year. And because she has a rock star brand, it just seemed absolutely ideal that I'd be talking to her. So my guest today is a branding expert and rock star. She's dedicated to helping entrepreneurs exponentially increase their profits, work with the people who excite them, and revel in the genuine thrill of getting paid to do what they love to do. And we all enjoy that. She chaired the education committee for the NAWBO and is currently a member of eWomen Network, Public Speakers Association, and the Women's Coaching Association. She speaks to audiences across the world to educate and support business owners as they create their rock star brands. She's a 2 times #1 best-selling author and was recently awarded the Best of the West in Branding Award. So I just can't wait to introduce you to Amber Griffiths. Hi, Amber, how are you?
Hello, Pat. I'm well. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So we met in London. We were joint MCs at the Public Speakers Association, but tell us where you are today.
I am in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm hanging out at home.
Very nice too. So that's your home office?
It is. This is my home office. This is where I do all my best work. No shoes, dogs at my feet. It's perfect.
This is where the magic happens. Amber, I'm delving right into where you started out. What did you do when you first left college?
Let's see. I was pre-press supervisor of a newspaper and printing company. I know nothing at all what I'm doing now. Very shortly thereafter, they created a position called the director of arts. And so then I was over all the graphic designers. I worked with the marketing heads. It was lovely, but it wasn't 100% what I wanted to do. I got married and we moved. So I thought, okay, this is a great time to reinvent myself and figure out what I really want to be when I grow up. I ended up being a graphic designer, and which is what I'd gone to school for. I had done graphic design and branding and marketing in college. And so it was still in that realm of what I said I wanted to be. But being a graphic designer is, it's small potatoes compared to what I really want to do. And it took me years to get brave enough to say, okay, but I'm a branding expert, dang it. Graphic design is great, but it builds on that. Like graphic design is this much and branding is this whole big package. And I'm like, ooh, that's what I would rather have.
Fantastic. So what was the next step?
Oh, let's see. I actually got in with a real estate company, one of the biggest ones here in Utah. And they made me director of marketing. I'm like, that's a lovely title. I still am not doing what I love to do. And so I spent about 8 years there, and then I jumped. I thought there's got to be more. I've got to be able to do more, be more, see more people, have a bigger impact. You know, you sit in your office sometimes in a corporate office and you're like, I can affect this small group of people. Where are all my people? And so I jumped and started Your Brand by Design in 2007. I have never looked back. It has been amazing. It has been, I love the people I get to work with now. It was hard. I definitely had some learning to do. It's one of those things where even if you don't change your skill set, if you change how you talk about it and you change what you will allow into your space and what you don't allow into your space, it can make a huge difference in your world, huge difference in your business.
It's a big work, Amber, to go from corporate work to going into being a solo entrepreneur. What triggered it? What was the thing that made you think, do you know, I'm just going to do this?
I think I've always had a little bit of an issue with authority. That's been true since I was a child. And I think I finally got to that point where, you know, I was in an executive team. I was the only female in a 6-person executive team. And there was only so far I could go in corporate. And I kept thinking, I'm VP. Like, how much bigger does it get and still not be rewarding, you know, still not be fulfilling and everything I wanted. So I thought, I'm going to just do my own thing. I know a lot of people. I know how to market myself. I know how to speak about this. I know how to network. I thought the worst thing that can happen is I have to go get a job. That was my thing. I'm like, there's got to be more. So I'm going to go get it. And if it doesn't work, I'll go get a job. I know how to do that. But I just kept thinking, there must be more. and part of that's money, and part of that's impact, and part of that's just honestly just fulfillment. I wanted to see a business grow from start to finish. I wanted to see a big picture and not just here's your flyer with 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, like there's got to be more than that.
And of course, you had all those graphic design skills, you got all your marketing skills. There was a whole load of skill set that you could just transfer into this new business.
Yes, yes. It worked really well. What I found out is right about 2007 is when the economy kind of crashed over here. And I was in a perfect position to be like, well, let me help you create something new then. Let me help you create something amazing and something that's yours. And I work with entrepreneurs, I work with small businesses, I work with larger corporations, because what I found is that the issues are very, very similar. The budgets are just bigger. There's just more people on the team. But some of the same issues apply whether you're a startup or a multi-billion-dollar company. So it's worked really well.
Yeah, well, we're going to just kind of go down a little side route here, because I was fortunate to hear you speak in London, and I know you have a rock star story to tell, and I didn't get to that part of your bio that says you're into all things music. So even though we don't have much time, I want you to tell your rock star story.
Oh, wow. In the 30-word version is I got to go on tour with Andy Bell from Erasure. We toured with Howard Jones, Men Without Hats. And it really came from being willing to jump. You have to be clear enough about what you want and what makes you happy and what drives you, so that when an opportunity presents itself, you can look at that and say immediately, is that a distraction? Is it an opportunity? And will it take me where I want to go? And so they called and said, we're looking for somebody to come play keyboard. And I thought, I can do that. I'll just do that. And the good news is I was an entrepreneur at the time. It's just been a few years ago. And so I didn't have to take time off work or anything like that. I just had to arrange my world here, put on shoes, get on a plane and go. And it's one of those things that it has shaped the way I do business. Not just because of I've always had a musical background, but that's the most recent moment. But it really taught me everything else will land. You know your stuff, just jump. If it looks like it's going to be amazing, if it really is an opportunity, just jump and figure out the rest later.
It didn't give you the taste for stardom, did it? It didn't make you think, I'm going to just go and do this.
It reminded me how much I love the stage. And so even though I speak from stage rather than play keyboards from stage on a daily basis, there's something about the impact you can have on that many people all at once that is incredibly sexy. It's addictive. I love being on stage. I had spent years up to that point trying not to be on stage. Loving it and wanting to be and being drawn to it, but going, no, nobody wants to hear from me. I don't have anything to say. And after that, I'm like, no, I'm out there. This is where I need to be. I'm going to come play.
You and I had a lot of fun in London with that, didn't we?
It was so fabulous. I was one of those best trips where you come back and you think, that was an amazing experience. I got to speak. I met some of the most amazing people. It's fabulous to reconnect.
Yeah, wonderful. So this is Pat Duckworth, and I'm talking to Amber Griffiths and all about her Rockstar brand. So I'm just wondering, that change of identity from corporate into being an entrepreneur, it really is quite a big thing. How did you embrace that? What were the challenges for you?
One of the big ones was boundaries, especially as a brand new entrepreneur and you're starting something new. Your first thing, your default is, I must answer my phone all the time. I must reply to that email immediately. And right from the very beginning, I didn't even have children at the time. I do now, but I didn't at the time. And I said, I don't answer my phone before 9. I don't answer it after 4 o'clock. And just setting those boundaries, and really, are there branding emergencies? Yeah, like this is strategy, people. This is not, oh my goodness, the sky is falling at 10 o'clock at night. So setting up boundaries and realizing that my people will wait till the next morning. My people will understand that it's 10 o'clock at night, and I will absolutely give them all the love and attention they can handle first thing tomorrow. So that was one of the big ones. One of the other things was to really make sure that I did it the right way, which means my way. Really embrace everything I wanted and not pigeonhole myself again saying I'm a graphic designer. And I did. I spent the first couple of years, because it's easier to say I'm a graphic designer than, oh, I'm a branding expert. I said I was branding to somebody and they said, oh, like tattoos? I thought, no, not at all like tattoos, in fact, not even a little bit. So it still took some finesse for sure. But I was always focused on, if I'm going to do this my way, I want 100% of me. The parts that I love, I want to be able to share that with my people. And that's what really drove me.
Yeah. So what is your passion around it? What's your purpose in this business?
I've watched so many people try to start a business and fail. And sometimes it takes 6 months. Sometimes they work at it for 6 years and then close the doors. And it almost always comes down to staying focused on what they really decided they wanted to create. And as I watch people struggle, I'm like, you could do this the easy way. This could be fun. This could be easy. This could be profitable. And as I watch them, I'm really, really passionate about there is no competition. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Doing it their way doesn't work for you and your people anyway. So I just want people to have more joy and more money. And honestly, this should be thrilling adventure. If you are working in business, even if it's not your own, even if you're in corporate, there are ways to just absolutely love what you do. You just have to claim it. You just have to get your big girl pants on and go for it. You just have to be clear about what it is and then just go for it and accept no substitutes, no apologies for who you are, no disclaimers, just love it. And I think it elevates the entire world when you get to make this happy smiley face when you go to work,
I
So
think it's just so important that if you're becoming an entrepreneur or you are an entrepreneur already, that it's something that lights you up. Because if it doesn't light you up, what is the point? Your clients are going to see that you're not really that much into it. You're going to get up in the morning kind of slobbing about thinking, oh no, I've got to do this again. So if you don't feel that passionate about it on the days when it's hard, there will be days when you still get lit up by it. But on the days when it's hard, you've really got to be passionate about it to keep going at it.
exactly. That's what I tell people. I say you have to create something that even on those days when you just want to curl up in bed with a blanket, you still get your bed out of bed because you know what you're doing matters. And you know what you're doing is like, you can't keep it inside because it's just going to bubble up and out. Like that's on those days, because you still have those days. But that's when you really, like you said, you have to love it. You get to love it. And you get to work with people who excite you, not the ones where you cringe when they call you. Like
Yeah.
that will drain your energy faster than anything.
Yeah, and I'm sure rock stars have days when they get up and they think, oh, I've got to do another concert. But then hopefully they go, oh yeah, but I really love singing my songs.
Yeah, there's 4,500 people out there in the audience yelling my name and singing my song back to me. That just feeds you.
Yeah. That's like watching Bohemian Rhapsody and seeing that, on the Live Aid day, the whole crowd singing back. And
I get chills. I'm like, that's incredible.
I
But
just got goosebumps thinking about it.
here's the thing though, even if you're not a rock star, you still get to have moments like that. When you hear people say your words back to you, when you hear someone introduce you and they use the phrase that you always use, that's exhilarating. It's like, oh, you heard me. You heard me. It mattered. You listened. It's great.
Yeah, those are the greatest moments. So tell me, what does success mean to you now?
Oh, success is doing it my way. And not like an obstinate, ruler, but realizing that my lifestyle gets to be in charge, that
Mm.
my business gets to support what I wanted to create in life. I get to take some time off. I get to go in the middle of the day and go listen to my daughter's recital because that's what I've created. Not the other way around. I'm not driven by my business. The lifestyle of a little bit of flexibility. I get to say no to people when they say, I don't have to jump at every credit card that's handed to me. And I think that, like I said, that can drain you. Working with $20 the hard way clients is really rough.
Mm.
And being able to be a little picky and realizing that there's really more money in it, there's definitely more joy in it. That's my level of success. I get to say
I,
yes and no when it matters.
I love that. I love that. And if people watching, if they're new entrepreneurs, what's your top tips for new entrepreneurs?
Oh, let's see. First, get super clear about what you want to create. Don't start your marketing until you know what it is you bring to the table. That thing that you would do in your sleep, that thing that you would do for free if your business didn't depend on it. Get really clear about that. And then get really clear about who your audience is. Not a target audience, but an ideal client. Ones that are excited to pay you to do what you love to do. The ones who not just want you, but you want to work with them too. And focus on, and when you craft a message, make it reflect you and attract them. Don't worry about what the rest of the industry is doing. Don't worry about what you thought you were going to do 5 years ago. Check in about every 6 months and make sure it's still taking you where you want to go. Because it's easy to take that left turn and just get completely sidetracked, and all of a sudden it's 10 years down the road and you're like, how did I get here? So stay focused and don't come back and check in with what you said you wanted. It's important to, and it's going to drive your business.
Yeah, definitely. Good advice. And people watching, if they would like to find out more about you and your rockstar branding, how do they do that?
They can go to yourbrandbydesign.com/duet, DUET. You can read all about me on the website, but if you want to have a conversation, go to Duet and just claim a spot on my calendar. We'll have a chat.
Not just a chat, you have a duet.
We'll have a duet. It's what we do.
How much fun is that? So what have we learned today? We've been learning that branding, it's, graphic design is part of branding, but it's not all of it. And there's a lot more to it, and there's a lot more to branding than just marketing as well. It's sort of how it all comes together. It's so important to set boundaries around your business, particularly so that when you're so passionate and you're so driven that you don't burn out around it. And getting that clarity, not really starting to look at branding and marketing until you're really clear about what it is you want to do. But, let's go back to that passion. Let's be rock stars in our businesses. Thank you so much, Amber. It's been so great talking to you again.
Oh, thank you, Pat. This has been an absolute pleasure.
And keep looking out for more of these conversations with amazing entrepreneurs. We never know what we're going to learn. I'll see you next time.